The unveiling of the taonga, a treasure or prized possession, leads us to the team sheets. Natalie Lawrence hands club debuts to Football Ferns Betsy Hassett and Paige Satchell, and to youth internationals Marisa van der Meer and Michaela Foster. Brianna Edwards is the goalkeeper, with club skipper Lily Elfeld currently injured. Football Fern Katie Bowen starts on the left of a back three for Melbourne City. There are also debuts for Canadian midfielder Julia Grosso, US attacker Emina Ekic, and 16-year-old Australian Daniela Galich. Lily Elfeld off to the right there. Club skipper, I bet she'd far rather be wearing her goalkeeping kit today, but receiving the taonga. Anne-Marie Keeley is our referee, one of New Zealand's very best. Alice Clipsham and Heloise Welch are the assistant referees. Beth Rattray is the fourth official. And that is Charlie Kettle, our coin toss kid in the yellow off to the left there. In fact, that's Charlie Kettle to the right. My apologies. Sorry, Charlie. I didn't mean to mix you up with one of the mascots. Natalie Lawrence takes over as Wellington Phoenix head coach after assisting Gemma Lewis in the women's inaugural season. She's also involved with the Junior Football Ferns and the Future Ferns domestic program, and in 2018 became the first female head coach of a New Zealand men's National League squad when she took charge of Team Wellington's youth side. Ava Pritchard leading the line today for Wellington Phoenix, and history is made in Wellington as the very first professional women's football match in Aotearoa, New Zealand is underway. Having spent the entire first season of their existence based in Australia, the Wellington Phoenix women are finally home. And in front of friends, family and fans, they embark on their second A-League women's campaign. Full of hope, full of expectation. But today's visitors, Melbourne City, in no mood to let their hosts celebrate their special occasion with a win. They themselves still smarting from their finals exit last season and totally committed to starting this season with 3 points on the road. The Wellington Phoenix in yellow and black, of course. Melbourne City in the light blue and white. Is Satchel. Nice ball which has found its way through to Pritchard. Now Wynnum, Alyssa Wynnum. Ball under her feet, she can't quite get it out, and in combination they take it away from her. Katie Bowen instrumental there in making sure that Wynnum didn't make too much progress. Melbourne City second last season, then lost the major semi-final 4-2 to Sydney FC and the preliminary final 3-1 to Melbourne Victory. Here's a chance now for Pritchard. She's got a sight of goal. Straight at the goalkeeper, but first shot in anger for Ava Pritchard, and Sally James a relatively comfortable save, but great to see the Phoenix getting into scoring positions. Pritchard doing well, just finding herself in a bit of space on the edge of the 18, puts it onto her right foot, and unfortunately just can't quite get the power and direction on that one, but pleasing signs for Pritchard. Obviously a bit of a different role for her in that central striker role this season, played a number of games out wide, so good to see her centrally and taking that opening opportunity. Chance at the other end perhaps for Melbourne City now, a real chance for them, and it all unfortunately fizzled out there for Briley Henry. She, I think, got caught in two minds between crossing and shooting. In the end, it didn't have to require a save from Bri Edwards. Yeah, Henry just finding herself inside the 18-yard box on her right foot. I think she tries to square it in between the goalkeeper and the back four. And Mackenzie Barry, good positioning, good body shape, and manages to deal with that one. Yes, changed the role for Ava Pritchard, playing in that central striker role. What I'd like to see is the midfield get nice and close to her, supporting her and making those third-man runs. So if she comes off the front, and the likes of Betsy Hassett or Alyssa Wynnum breaking in behind,
and really getting close in and around that striker for a bit of a support role, and then we can get the likes of Paige Satchel behind with that pace and Michaela Foster.
And Grace Jarley has gone to Canberra United. As you mentioned pre-game, she's already off the mark for her new club. A 2-2 draw against Perth Glory. She was one of the goal scorers for Canberra. Here come Wellington again, though. Chidima can't get it away. Falls to that left foot of Foster. She's encouraged to shoot. Vandermeer tries to recycle through Hassett. Now Chloe Knott, she's encouraged to shoot. Always optimistic from that distance, Chloe Knott, but she thought she'd give it a crack nonetheless.
Just finding herself in a bit of space outside that 18-yard box. Just can't quite get the power on that shot, but pleasing signs for the Phoenix, and a bit of confidence there for Chloe Knott jumping on that ball and looking to face forward and have a go at goal. Plenty
of open spaces out here for the players of both sides to exploit. Rojas has dropped deep out of that centre forward position to try and pick up possession. Just calm it down now through Katie Bowen. Katie Bowen, 87 caps now for New Zealand. Involved in the recent matches against Korea Republic and Christchurch, as was Paige Satchel, and she's done well to win the ball back there again. Knott spreads it to McMeekin. Charging through the middle zone, McMeekin, and the shot all the way from right back to centre forward from Zoe McMeekin. No goals in her debut season. Wanted to perhaps open her account there.
To see her open up the legs here. I think the eyes lit up. Not in a familiar position there for Zoe McMeekin. Confident on the ball, which is good to see.
McMeekin, unfortunately, has put that one behind for what will be a first corner of the afternoon for Melbourne City. Pressure from the visitors, and they'll have a chance to swing in their first corner of the afternoon. So some defending to do now for Wellington as Policina lines up the corner with a bit of encouragement from the home crowd. It's a good delivery too, and they can't clear it at the first attempt, Wellington. They just about scramble it away. And Foster will just belt this one forward, so job done. Nervous moment or two there as it sort of fell at the near post.
Near post delivery there. I think there's shouts of handball. Not sure who that's come off. Phoenix maybe a little bit fortunate in here. Comes off the back of Mackenzie Barry.
Bit of possession for Wellington, but it's given up, and now a chance for City to come again through Policina. Lovely ball into the path of Rojas. Is it the first time shot? No, she squares it. Real chance for Melbourne here. Off the post it is from Amina Erkic. A real chance for Melbourne City to open the scoring. The goal at her mercy, and she hit the woodwork. Still there perhaps for the visitors. Is Rojas going to get an opportunity to get a shot away? It's that close control that's been so impressive early. Rojas back in, and Bree Edwards claws it away. Desperate defending from Wellington, and now they might go down the other end through this trademark pace of Paige Satchel. All sorts happening in the penalty area.
Heart in the mouth stuff there for the Phoenix. Couple of great opportunities there for Melbourne City. I'm not sure how that didn't go on the back of the net off the post.
Satchel with a first-time cross. A couple of Melbourne City players run into one another. All's well that ends well, though, as they get it away, although they are getting rather gingerly to their feet. Bowen's come across to try and calm things down, and Melbourne City have it again. Galich is urged to run forward, but her pass is too far ahead of Rojas, who's causing all sorts of problems. But Amina Ekic, it looked for all the world as though she was going to open the scoring.
What an outstanding ball that was from Polacina for that ball in behind to Rojas. She puts it square to Ekic, does so well to roll a defender, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and it's come off that right post.
Taylor's come out of the line and Rojas is going to run, gives it up to Galic towards the far side. Another chance for Melbourne now. Great save by Edwards. And cleared away by the Wellington defence. Brianna Edwards that time keeping the sheet clean.
What a save it was there. And again, Rojas causing all the problems for Melbourne City.
Here they come again, City. A real period of dominance. That one's going to... It was going to drift behind, but Nick Meakin decided she would bring it out. Finds Satchel, lovely from Paige Satchel. Gets away from her defender and sprints forward. It's something we've just become so familiar with from Paige Satchel for club and for country. Vandermeer. Now Wynnum. Good close control from Alyssa Wynnum. Foster. And Meakin can't quite control it. A promising opportunity, but another chance for Melbourne City at the other end.
Was beautiful ball there to the back post. And what a save.
It looks very much as though we're going to go in scoreless at the break here, not through lack of endeavour or ambition. But referee Anna-Marie Keeley indeed brings first half proceedings to a close. Melbourne City have had two very good chances to open the scoring, denied by the post, and a strong save from Brie Edwards. Hassett and Satchel in vigorous conversation. Rojas certainly catching the eye in the first half, but at half-time here in Wellington, it's 0-0 between the Phoenix and Melbourne City. Anna-Marie Keeley gets us underway in the second half. No goal scoring in the first 45 minutes. Will there be a deadlock breaker or two in the second? The first thing I have to do is make a correction around the nationality of Julia Grosso. I called her Canadian pre-game. My profuse apologies. She is in fact from the United States. So my apologies to Julia Grosso for changing your nationality. I will not make that same mistake again. I know Canadians don't like being called American and vice versa, so we'll make sure we get that one right in the future. Thanks to the Melbourne City team for correcting that for us.
Fantastic to see internationals in the A-League Women's. So good to see the experienced players playing in the NWSL over in the USA, and players around the world now coming to our shores here in New Zealand and of course in Australia. So ahead of the World Cup, it's pleasing to see quality performers like Grosso on our shores playing in New Zealand and Australia.
And just quickly, we'll see the United States national team here as well in January. Games here in Wellington and in Auckland as part of the build-up to next year's FIFA Women's World Cup to be held in Australia and New Zealand. So the football ferns up against the United States in two internationals in January. Chance now for Wellington to create something early in the second period. Kayla Foster, as you say, very two-footed, Annalise, so she might look at swinging this one in with her right foot. Keeper doesn't come, and headed down by Taylor, but Sally James with no problems there. Not quite the contact that Kate Taylor would have hoped for as it hung in the air. Hard to get any power in those situations.
Yes, Kate Taylor does well to get up, but just can't quite get any power on that connection. I think it was Chloe Knott in behind, looking for something to drop to her feet, but comes to Sally James. Here it is, Kate Taylor getting up. Just can't quite get any power on that, and I think Chloe Knott comes in and hoping for the scraps, but doesn't quite fall.
McMeekin and Satchel exchanging passes. Satchel looking to burst forward, but they're well aware of her. Daniela Galic doing well there to halt the attack, and now here's Rojas with a bit of an opportunity. She's all by herself at the moment and tracked all the way by Taylor, who's done well to go stride for stride with the Chilean. A bit of a shove there, and Rojas has got away from Taylor. Danger here as the shot comes towards the far post and tucked in by Briley Henry. Melbourne City opened the scoring. Briley Henry, the teenager, has tucked it away, but put it down to the industry and the skill of Maria Rojas, and Melbourne City lead.
Rojas here, just on the ball, rolls the defender Kate Taylor, puts a dangerous ball to that back post, outside the outstretched arms of Brianna Edwards, and it is Briley Henry at that back post that just taps it home and puts Melbourne City 1-0 up here in Wellington.
Yeah, a straightforward finish for Briley Henry. So they are up and running in the goals column, Melbourne City, for the new season. Briley Henry, the 19-year-old, and it's got a bit of a spring in their step as Policina now looks to double the trouble into Rojas. Rojas, a lovely turn. Rojas, a lovely goal. Melbourne City go bang, bang, and Maria Rojas created the first, but that was all her own work for the second. Lovely close control from the Chilean striker, and all of a sudden Melbourne City are 2 to the good.
I'm not sure what I would have said at half-time, but Melbourne City have come out firing. Policina with the outside of the football here, and Rojas just a cheeky turn inside, and all the composure in the world, and places that past the outstretched arm of Edwards. But Rojas again causing all sorts of problems.
Mini break on here if they can get the construction of the passes right. There are 5 Melbourne City players forward in this attack, and that one's gone in too. I'm pretty sure that went in at the first time of asking. Rojas has made sure, but I think that's gone in. Flag is up on the far side, though, perhaps for offside, but I think that went in the first shot, didn't it? Anna Marie Keeley's going to go across and check. Brianna Edwards went to the near post. Not sure the angle was great, but that looked as though it had gone in.
Certainly a lot of conversation here, deciding whether the ball is already in. Is it offside prior?
Right, so clearly the ball hasn't gone in. So as the shot goes in, Rojas is offside. There is the call. It looked as though that had gone in.
Might be a bit of player interference, I think, here. I think it's Policina with the shot, and maybe Rojas just blocking the eyesight there of Edwards in goal.
Play goes on for the meantime, and Rojas is just continuing to light up Sky Stadium. Here she goes again, Maria Rojas. Just almost impossible to get the ball off, and she's gone down for the penalty. It always looked like one when Rojas went down. She set up a goal, she has scored a goal, and now she has won her side a penalty.
Very, very smart here from Rojas, just hanging on to the ball inside that 18-yard box. A little bit clumsy there from Zoe McMeekin, but I think she's inviting that challenge. She holds on to the ball.
Policina, and a hand to it from Brianna Edwards, but it's found its way in. And City now 3 clear of Wellington with just 25 minutes to go, and the 3 points look safe for the visitors.
Policina here, calm, composed, finds the corner. Brianna Edwards just getting a hand to it, just can't quite keep that out.
Briley Henry heading down towards the right-hand corner flag. Galich. It's Policina again, looks up and curls one! Brianna Policina, a brace for the captain today. And this is looking really impressive for Melbourne City. It's getting a little bit ugly for the Wellington Phoenix, but Brianna Policina has curled in a 4th goal for the visitors.
Nice bit of play or interchange here from City, and just giving Policina a little bit too much room inside that 18-yard box. She puts the ball onto her right foot and then curls the effort into the back post and puts City up 4-0 here in Wellington.
Into the final 9 minutes. Kate Taylor brings it forward, looking to spark something for her side. Lancaster. And that's rebounded behind for a corner for Wellington. So maybe there is something at the end of this challenging match for the Wellington Phoenix women.
Good to see Kate Taylor stepping in there. Haven't seen her too much driving with the ball, but one of her strengths, stepping in with the ball. Finds the outside pass to Lancaster. And an opportunity, half opportunity there for the Phoenix, but again a corner.
They've thrown plenty forward for Foster's corner. Plenty of elevation. A punch this time from James. Still there for Wellington, bouncing around and then hacked away by Henry. Still there with not winning the header. Pritchard wants a piece of it and rebounds it in, and the back of the net it goes. Well, it may go down as a goal. It may go down as an own goal. Either way, the Wellington crowd do have something to cheer about here on an historic occasion for them. Ava Pritchard got the shot away. The deflection, I think, of Chinema. Let's have a look. Certainly Pritchard with the shot. Does Chinema take it away from James enough for it to be credited as an own goal, or will Ava Pritchard not only be the scorer of the Wellington Phoenix's first ever goal in the A-League Women's, but the first ever home goal as well?
I think Katie Bowen has been outstanding, but she's certainly made it hard for this Phoenix squad. Alongside her, Chinema, Torpy, back three of Melbourne City, very, very strong.
Yeah, great pickup for Melbourne City, getting Katie Bowen. Of course, Rebecca Stott has gone back to the UK and all the experience that she has exited. But yeah, Katie Bowen brings as much, if not more. And you're right, she's had a very, very composed and impressive debut for her new side. And yeah, handed the armband when Pollicina went off. So they obviously highly regard her already here. Katie Bowen, the football fern. Final few seconds playing out in Wellington. Is there one last chance perhaps for Rojas, or will Mackenzie Barry say, no, you've had enough today, Maria? We've had the extra 7 minutes. And Anna-Marie Keeley decides that that'll be all she wrote on a history-making day in Wellington. Melbourne City have spoiled Wellington Phoenix's party somewhat with a very impressive performance. There were signs of encouragement, though, for Wellington. They'll go away, lick their wounds and return in 6 days to take on Western United. Henry, Rojas and Pollicina twice on the score sheet for Melbourne City. Ava Pritchard with a late consolation for Wellington. There's your full-time score. The Wellington Phoenix 1, Melbourne City 4.